May 22nd, 2011. Sunday evening, 5:34 p.m. Central Time. A funnel cloud touches down 1 mile west of Joplin, Missouri.
Oh, no!
Within minutes, it grows to nearly a mile wide.
Oh, big tornado, big strong.
To the southwest, there's a big tornado over there. We gotta get our asses out of here. Don't even stop, just go! Go! Get the hell out of here!
Winds reach over 200 miles per hour.
Southern Jasper, Northern Newton, take cover.
Yes, please.
Right now.
Please
I am telling you to
yes,
take cover.
Take cover right now.
We do have a
Folks,
tornado on the ground.
This is a tornado. Yeah, this is a very dangerous situation.
But this is not just a tornado. This is a multi-vortex EF5, among the rarest, most violent weather formations on Earth. This is the story of the deadliest tornado in modern U.S. history, and the costliest ever recorded. Joplin sits in the southwest corner of Missouri, right where the state meets Kansas and Oklahoma. About 50,000 people. Once a mining town, now a quiet, middle-class city. Churches on every other corner. 2 big hospitals. A high school that just graduated its senior class that afternoon. May 22nd was a perfect Sunday. Warm, bright, the kind of day people sit on their porches. By late afternoon, the air felt different. Storm chasers had been tracking a supercell building south of town for hours. The National Weather Service had issued a tornado watch. But this is southwest Missouri. People here grow up with tornadoes. Sirens go off, and most folks keep doing what they're doing. Tornado fatigue is real. At 5:17 p.m., the official tornado warning went out. At 5:31 p.m., the sirens started. 3 minutes later, the tornado was on the ground. For most of Joplin, that was all the warning they got. The supercell that produced the Joplin tornado wasn't unusually fierce on radar. Just one cell in a much larger outbreak rolling across the Midwest that week. From May 21st through May 26th, more than 180 tornadoes would touch down across the central United States. But this one would be different. At 5:34 p.m., a wall cloud lowered just west of Joplin. The first funnel touched the ground. Forward speed, about 20 miles per hour. Then something rare happened.
Oh, no! Keep going. Keep going. Watch out, it's a big multi-vortex.
I see. We're getting closer. We're gonna get closer.
Power flash.
We are going.
Wait, stop! It's right to the field.
We are going to get closer.
The tornado began to broaden, faster than meteorologists had ever seen in real time.
Oh my gosh! Oh, big tornado, big strong.
Inside the main vortex, smaller suction vortices started spinning, each one its own miniature tornado, rotating around the parent circulation. This is what makes a multi-vortex EF5 so dangerous. The wind speeds in those inner vortices can be 50 to 100 miles per hour higher than the parent storm. Within 3 minutes of touchdown, the tornado was rated EF4. Within 5 minutes, it was EF5, the highest possible rating on the enhanced Fujita scale.
Yeah, I just saw there's a big tornado coming right through this town. Big tool. It's a big monster.
Winds over 200 miles per hour. Peak width, nearly a mile. This is what scientists call a wedge tornado. Wider than it is tall. There's no funnel shape visible, just a wall of black moving across the ground. And it was moving directly toward downtown Joplin.
To the southwest, there's a big tornado over there. We gotta get our asses out of here. It comes right there to the west. Don't even stop, just go! Go! Get the hell out of here! Oh, shit!
For the people in its path, the warning signs came in this order. First, the sky turned dark green. that sickly emerald color that storm spotters dread. Then the wind dropped completely. Stillness. Then a sound nobody who survived ever forgets.
Is that a train?
You know what? I don't know.
Cause, that don't sound like a train.
That don't sound like a freaking train. Get in here.
Witnesses described it the same way storm survivors have always described it. A freight train, a jet engine, the end of the world coming on rails.
Sounds like a freaking freight train.
Will Norton heard it from inside his Hummer. He was 18 years old. 3 hours earlier, he had walked across the stage at Joplin High School and accepted his diploma. He had tweeted, "I'm graduating today." He was a young filmmaker with a real following on YouTube.
Today, I nearly died. I wake up this morning and it is storming like crazy. I can hear the hail on the roof. I look out my window, the pool is going crazy because there's so much water flowing into it. The trees are crazy. It's still pitch dark outside and it's like 7:20. Anyway, I made it safely home and I think I'm just gonna go take a nap for the rest of my life because I didn't die. Oh my gosh, I'm done. I am done. I'm never driving in weather again, ever. Bye guys.
And in a few weeks, he was supposed to fly to California to start film school at Chapman University. His father, Mark, was driving him home from a family graduation dinner. They turned onto a side road. The tornado was right there. The first thing the tornado did was kill the power. Then it started killing people. At Schifferdecker Avenue, it reached peak intensity. Houses didn't just lose roofs. They were stripped from their foundations down to the slab. Pavement scoured. Cars thrown a quarter mile. Will Norton's family was still on the phone with him when the tornado hit the Hummer. His sister was at home. His mother was screaming through the speaker. His father was in the passenger seat next to him. The wind ripped the sunroof open and started pulling Will out of the car. His father, Mark, grabbed his son's legs. He held on as long as a human being could hold on. He broke his own arm doing it. The tornado was stronger. Will was pulled out of the Hummer and thrown more than 100 yards. A mile away, the tornado reached St. John's Regional Medical Center.
I just saw a car flying through the air, man. I'm worried about my wife. She's working at the hospital. Yeah, I mean, I work there too. They'll be safe. She's on the bottom floor, but that is nasty.
A 9-story hospital, 183 patients inside. The tornado scored a direct hit. Windows exploded. Ceilings caved in. The backup generator on the roof, the one that was supposed to kick in if power failed, was ripped from the building and thrown into the parking lot. 5 patients on respirators suffocated within minutes. They could not breathe without machines. The machines had no power. The remaining 178 patients had to be evacuated in 90 minutes, in darkness, through stairwells filled with debris. Nurses carried newborns down 10 flights. Doctors pushed gurneys through standing water.
Almost immediately after the hospital was hit, we began transporting our critical patients across the street to a neighboring hospital, Freeman Hospital, and then...
The tornado was not finished. On Rangeline Road, the commercial strip running through South Joplin, the storm hit Pizza Hut. The manager on duty was Christopher Lucas, 26 years old, recently discharged from the Navy, father of 2 daughters, with a third on the way. When the sirens went off, Chris herded everyone in the restaurant, 3 of his employees and 15 customers, into the walk-in freezer at the back. That was the safe room, reinforced, heavy door. But here is the problem with a Pizza Hut walk-in cooler. The door doesn't lock from the inside. There's no handle. With 200-mile-per-hour winds bearing down, the door would fly open. So Chris left the freezer. He ran into the storefront, found a bungee cord, came back, tied one end to the door handle on the outside, wrapped the other end around his arm, and he held the door shut against the tornado. He held it until the tornado tore him away. Most of the people inside that freezer lived. Chris Lucas was not one of them. He was 26.
Right before he left, he said, "I'm gonna bring you home a pizza. I love you with my whole heart." It's so sorry.
Walmart on Rangeline Road. 203 customers and employees inside. 3 of them died, including a 62-year-old man named Stanley Kirk. Home Depot, half a mile away. Engineers had used tilt-up concrete construction. When the roof lifted, the walls collapsed in a domino chain. 7 people in the front of the store were killed instantly. 28 survivors in the back lived because those walls fell outward. This is what an EF5 does to a city. It doesn't damage buildings, it rearranges them. Mark Lindquist was a social worker. Drove to a small group home in South Joplin where 3 middle-aged men with Down syndrome lived. Their names were Mark Farmer, Rick Fox, and Trip Miller. When the sirens started, Mark Lindquist and his co-worker Ryan Tackett did exactly what they had practiced in tornado drills the week before. They pulled the mattresses off the beds, laid them over the 3 men. Then they climbed on top of the mattresses to add their own weight. That should have worked. In any normal tornado, that would have worked. But this was not a normal tornado. The wind picked up Mark Lindquist and threw him nearly a full city block. Every rib in his chest was broken. His shoulder was destroyed. Most of his teeth were knocked out of his head. He spent 2 months in a coma. When he finally woke up, his family had to tell him that Mark Farmer, Rick Fox, and Trip Miller had not survived. The mattresses were not enough. When the tornado dissipated at 6:12 p.m., Joplin had been on the ground for 38 minutes. The final death toll, 161 confirmed killed, 1,150 wounded, nearly 8,000 buildings damaged, over 4,000 homes destroyed, $2.8 billion in damage. That number, 2.8 billion, makes Joplin the costliest single tornado in the history of the United States. The 161 deaths make it the deadliest single tornado in this country in nearly 60 years.
It looks down below like a war was raged here Sunday night. Somehow this storm basically came through and carpet bombed an entire section of this city. It looks like the tornado literally strafed through there with all of its firepower and ruined everything in sight.
41% of Joplin's population was directly affected by the storm. Almost half the city.
The main thing I just want to communicate to the people of Joplin is this is just not your tragedy. This is a national tragedy, and that means there will be a national response.
A week later, President Obama spoke at the memorial service. He read the names. He cried.
Cameras may leave, the spotlight may shift, but we will be with you every step of the way until Joplin is restored and this community is back on its feet. We're not going anywhere.
Will Norton is still not found. His family has been searching for him for 5 days.
All that we know right now, the last we've heard, is he's not in Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
They said that he was taken to Freeman Hospital. He's on a roster there that he was checked in, he was alive, and that he was transferred somewhere. We just don't know where.
The website, real quickly, on Facebook is Find Will Norton.
It's got quite a few members on it. We're just trying to find him. We believe that he's alive.
Yeah.
I'm sure with a picture, it's kind of hard.
Police, friends, volunteers from out of state, search dogs. They drained ponds. They walked debris fields by hand. On May 27th, they found him. In a small pond, less than a mile from where the tornado had stripped him out of the car. He was 18 years old. He was supposed to start film school in 3 months. The recovery took years. So did the investigation. The National Institute of Standards and Technology launched a full study of the tornado. the agency's first ever tornado investigation. What it found changed how the country understood the disaster. More than 8 in 10 of the people who died in Joplin had not been killed by the wind itself. They were killed by the buildings around them failing. The stores, the homes, the hospital. A tornado this violent is survivable, but only inside a structure actually built to survive it. Almost nothing in Joplin's path had been. That finding rewrote the rules. New schools and hospitals are now built with hardened shelter space. The reason is Joplin.
If we do have another event like we had, we will be able to maintain operation of this facility and not have to close it and evacuate patients.
Joplin itself came back. The Pizza Hut on Rangeline Road was rebuilt, with a memorial bench out front for Chris Lucas. Mark Lindquist recovered slowly. He still walks with a limp, and he still works as a social worker.
Will Norton's family started a foundation in his name that built the Will Norton Miracle Field for athletes with disabilities.
The tornado was on the ground for 38 minutes. What it taught the country is still being built into the walls. If this story meant something to you, or if you want more documentaries that preserve stories like this with the care they deserve, consider supporting the channel. Every like, every comment, every share genuinely helps these stories reach more people, and it helps keep the memories of the victims from being forgotten. Thank you for watching.